Compared to just 7,000 apprentices in Ireland a decade ago, there are now 30,000 people working in the industry across the country.
And we're here admiring the Snickers pants, I'll tell you that much. Here to discuss their experience of an apprenticeship are Samir o-shur-fee and Meghan Russell, alongside Director of the National Apprenticeship Office, Dr. Mary Trant. Hello, good morning. It's lovely to have you here. Look at them, the proper pants on them, proper people.
I feel left out.
You do. You're so with your suit. Mary, tell us about apprenticeships in Ireland, because the game has really changed over the last few years, hasn't it?
Yep, we've got nearly 30,000 apprentices training in the country on almost 80 programmes. So, and they range from, all of the programmes we know so well, electrical, plumbing, carpentry and joinery, but now we've got finance, we've got manufacturing, engineering, we've got retail, sales. There's a huge range of choice. And some of the programmes, they go to degree level, master's level, and we've even got one PhD through apprenticeship now for senior engineers, which Samir and Meghan may end up doing at some stage along the way.
We'll talk to them about that. Has that changed over the years? Because in my head, if you're going for an apprenticeship, it is like an electrician or a carpenter or a builder. I never heard of nursing or accountancy in that. Has that changed over the years?
Yeah, so the fact that we 10 years ago we had only 25 programmes through apprenticeship. Now we've nearly 80. So it's expanded enormously, and we've another over 20 on the way. So, I suppose there's been a huge investment in apprenticeship as a route of getting a qualification, but also earning as well and having a job, and a big growth, and just a commitment to kind of rebalancing where maybe we got a little bit too much into academic education, and we need all these, skills and also opportunities for people who are, who want to work and earn and get their qualification at the same time.
Because certainly now we all know it is incredibly difficult to be a student in this country and try to live out of home and all that kind of stuff. When it comes to apprenticeships, the age range is changing as well, because Meghan, what's your situation? You did a full-on degree and then you went, not for me.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah. I was like 2.5 years into my degree and I realised, this isn't for me. But when I knew when I was going into third year that most of it was going to be work experience, so I said, maybe I'll sit it out and see if I like it. But sure, that then, I was nearly finished. So I said, right, just keep the head down and get it done. Yeah. And then I took a year out to try and figure out what I wanted to do. And I said, I think I want to be an apprentice. I think I want to be an electrician.
And what was your degree?
Environmental health.
So 3 years of that?
Four
years of
degree.
Wow, 4 years.
Yeah.
And so you decided then, I think I want to be an electrician apprentice.
Yeah, so I went from being a student back to being a student again, kind of. But you're earning while you're learning too. And
why electrician?
I'm not really sure. I remember during COVID we built like a granny flat out our back garden, and I was watching my brother, who would have been a first year at the time, and he was wiring the sockets. I was like, I want to know how do you know what you're doing? I want to know how to do that. And it all kind of stemmed from there.
And it's something that, sorry the pun, but it did spark an interest in you. Hey. It did spark an interest in you, and it has become. It has, you're going to finish in a couple of weeks?
Yeah.
Because Samir, that's what you did as well, was it? When did you start your apprenticeship?
I started my apprenticeship in 2020.
And what age were you?
31.
31?
Wow. Yeah.
So you'd lived a whole other life?
Absolutely, yeah. I came out of school and went working in my dad's business for a long time, and then decided when I was in my late 20s that I wanted to change. I came and worked in the industry in a general role for a little while, and then I started the apprenticeship.
In electrician as well,
yeah.
And can I ask you then, so you've been working and doing that then, was it tough going back into an apprenticeship? Because obviously the money goes down. And what is the situation money-wise when you start as an apprentice?
No better man to be asking about the money.
No, but seriously, because I think people might go, you're working for very little and you're working a full day's work, a full week's work.
Yeah, so the standard rates of pay in apprenticeships, the first year and second year rates are quite low, and then the third year rate kind of jumps up, and fourth years are on more than any graduate role from coming out of a 4-year degree.
Right.
But in my case, the company that I work for, CJK, that Meghan and I both work for, supports mature apprentices, and other companies also support mature apprentices with kind of more of a living wage if you have a family, if you have bills to pay. Those kinds of opportunities are out there for
That's very
older
good of
apprentices.
them. That's great.
Because you're also doing your degree at the minute.
I'm doing a degree now. So I qualified as an electrician in October and started my degree just a couple of weeks before in September, and the company I'm working for is also supporting me in that. Yeah.
You were smiling there when you were kind of because Megan's almost finished, but she's getting the new rates in final.
Get the new rates. There you go.
Because it is you know you're an older person. I suppose when we think about apprenticeships back in the day, you're thinking 16, 17, 18 years old.
Yeah.
But you know you've got bills to pay, you've got things that are going on. So for you, having experienced both sides, like you've done the student thing and you've done this, how is it compared?
So much different. Like, it's a lot different. So it's like a lot more enjoyable. So it's even like, because you're not in college Monday to Friday. Like, it's like not like Groundhog Day. Every day is different. So then you're on the job training and you're learning.
Yeah.
Like your trades, and then you go into college and you learn the theory side of things. So it's just a lot different than being an actual student and going to college.
Mary, can we ask you then, I mean, for people who might be watching in this morning going, do you know what, I think my drive is to do some kind of an apprenticeship. What's the first steps for them? And like, is it your organisation going to these companies and saying to them, maybe put an apprenticeship programme in place?
Yeah, so the first thing I'd say to people is go on to our website, so apprenticeship.ie, where you've got all the information on every programme, you know, and it's about doing a bit of research and finding out what you're interested in. We've also got a list of all employers, apprenticeship employers by county and by apprenticeship. So people can go and see, like, for instance, if they're interested in, in electrical, or if they're interested in accounting, or if they're interested in auctioneering, they can see, what's there. We're working on a kind of more of a matching, a way in which we can help match potential apprentices and potential employers. But we have already, we've at the moment, right now, we've over 10,000 employers already, employing apprentices, and all the time they're coming on board. They have to be formally approved, so there's a process for employers to get on board. Okay. But it's quite straightforward, just to make sure that they've got the skills and the ability to train apprentices and provide a really high quality apprenticeship. So, for anybody who's maybe doing the leaving cert or even changing career, there's so many opportunities there. So, we also have a job vacancy section on the website where there's actual job vacancies being advertised as well. And, people can apply.
So Samir or Meghan, if they were looking for something else, could look at that and sort of see what work they might want to do. Absolutely.
And, we work a lot with guidance counsellors, both, adult education and in school. Yeah. And, they've really come on board with supporting kind of this option, and just making sure that people are aware of all that's available now, all kind, further education, higher education and apprenticeships as well.
You can text us if you're looking for an electrician. I hear it's very hard.
We have Samir Meghan's number now. So
this fella, no, he's already got them ring fenced. He was like, so guys,
you can't get an electrician.
It's been a pleasure. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Hopefully you're fully done in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. And Samir is doing his degree as well. Fair play to you. It's so much that's going on. Are you going to go on as well?
So just one thing, would you just recommend?
You were going to go on to the degree as well?
Yeah, you just recommend it to people looking in this morning,
Absolutely, yeah. It's a fantastic way to start a new career, and then if that's your intention, to build a career out of it as well, there's loads of places to go with it. It's fantastic.
Great stuff.
Comes with great trousers. Who doesn't love a Snickers bar? Mary Liz Trant, Director of the National Apprenticeship Office, thank you so much. Meghan Russell, who's almost finished her electrical apprenticeship, and Samir o-shur-fee, am I saying that right?
That's right?
Electrician going on doing his degree. It has been a pleasure having you here. Thanks so much for coming in, lads. Thanks.
So interesting. And apprenticeshipireland.ie, is it?
Apprenticeship.ie.
Apprenticeship.ie.
Yeah.
I think I'll go on it myself.
I'm not even joking. Why are you asking so much?
I might be on there a little later on now, having a look.
Still to come, we're going for some fashion on the catwalk.
Yes, and Ray and I are turning angel card reader Amber Moon for a little divine guidance. We'll see you back here very soon.